Hi everybody. So this is gonna be my first video I'm doing. So basically, I'm gonna be doing like a sports channel. Um, Major news for now. Basically, stuff like over the weekend, over the last few days. If you missed it, that's what I'm gonna be doing on my channel. Probably once or twice a week. I watch a lot of sports, a lot of major information, and then probably once or twice a week drop a hot take or two. Just my stuff I see, around sports. Most of my information is coming from, a lot of information secondhand, anyways. Most of my stuff's coming from like FS1, ESPN, stuff like that. So basically, first thing I want to get into is NBA draft. Uh, DeBonza, AJ DeBonza, came out. Um, went to the Wizards, number one overall pick. They've got Trey Young. They've got Anthony Davis. They're probably going to sign him. This Bonza kid. These Wizards they could be pretty good. But Darren Peterson went to the guy from Kansas. Um, they're saying that he's going to be like the next Kobe Bryant. He's got Kobe Bryant skills. Maybe he has Kobe Bryant skills. Kobe Bryant was obviously on another level because mentally, he came out of high school looking like a 25-year-old. Like you don't win five rings by just being really skilled and talented. This Darren Peterson guy, nothing against him, but he was missing games all year, last year in college, and having all types of problems and stuff. And just you don't want that out of your number one pick. And this guy was supposed to be the number one pick for a long time. But it's just those problems he had last year is why this AJ kid ended up being number one. So that's what happened last night. I'm a Hawks fan. Ended up getting some kid. Um, he'll be a good player. He's a guard. He's a scorer. He'll be like CJ McCollum. He'll fit right in. I think it's Lane Johnson or something. But the Spurs. Want to touch on the Spurs? Want to touch on also the Mavericks? Was watching this morning. Apparently, later in the round, they got some really big body guys. So watching Wimby, kind of in the final, saw that this guy really needs some help. This guy really needs some. These guys got kind of gotten bullied around. So the Mavericks and the Spurs both saw that. Got some big body guys in there to help protect their star players. So that's just kind of what happened in the draft last night. Other than that, I want to touch on the Knicks. It's a little older. It was the first ring they won in 53 years. The last one they won was in 73 with Walt Frazier. So it was a little long ago, but it wasn't that long. So it was just last Thursday they had the parade. Um, so this is the first one in 53 years. A huge deal for New York. If you guys didn't know, Patrick Ewing, in the 90s, he did not win one. So this is the first one in a long time. Um, you know, Jalen Brunson was the first guy since Michael Jordan to put up 45 points in a closeout game. MJ did it in '98. Like I said, 45 points in a finals closeout game. I even texted my dad. I was sending a text to my dad like after. I know it's easy to say this now, but after game 3 or 4, I was like, "Man, this guy is MJ in New York." And he really is. I mean, and then game 5 closeout, he puts up 45. I mean, he really is. Jalen Brunson, the Finals MVP, guy out of Villanova, won a couple championships at Villanova. He's got a lot of teammates here. A lot of you guys probably know. A lot of his guys on this team are for his teammates. He took a huge pay cut in order to get here. He took a lot of money off the table in order to bring some pieces around. Karl Anthony Towns, former number one overall pick. Bridges brought in five first round picks to get him. So big deal for New York. That's the first thing I wanted to touch on, really, besides the draft. Um, Wembenyama, I'm thinking this guy, if you guys don't know him, Victor Wembenyama, he's from France, 7'4" center. This is only his third year. Really only his first full year playing. He's been hurt and a lot of stuff going on. He was defensive player of the year. He's probably the best prospect since LeBron. He's got an offensive skill set similar to Kevin Durant. Like I said, he's 7'4". He was a defensive player of the year. This guy really is going to be, if he wins enough rings, he'll be the best player ever. So he's something to watch for. Um, and they led the Knicks by 10 or more points in all four games. Okay, so I want to say this. The first game, I remember thinking, like, Jalen Brunson went out with an injury kind of early on. Spurs were dominated. I'm like, man, the Spurs are going to win, like, this series. Like, they were up in every single game. So there was some coaching issues going on. I think Victor, he's very young. He's not from here. He's from France. So I think the stage is a little bit too big for him. Jalen Brunson, those guys played championship basketball and won championships at Villanova. So it's not anything new to them. I think the Knicks, got in and got their stuff. All the pickings were good, and good for New York, and good for New York fans. I think it's great for basketball. But I think their time is gone. Good for them. Enjoy their time now, and it'll be Wembanyama's time going forward. So the next thing I want to touch on, usually I would touch on football, but it's off season. There's really nothing going on right now. Past the draft, OTAs, not a lot of major trade stuff going on. But the United States, the World Cup is going on. It's a huge sporting event. Never was a huge soccer fan, but I'm actually really liking this World Cup. Really enjoying it. United States won, probably because the United States' success is helping. We won 4-1 first game over Paraguay. We beat Australia too. So this is the first time the United States has gone 2-0, back-to-back wins to open up a World Cup since 1930. So if you guys aren't soccer fans, you're not watching the World Cup, go check it out. The United States is doing very well. Won our first two games. Like I said, the first time in almost 100 years. Christian Pulisic, our best player, they're saying this is the golden era of United States soccer. We've kind of come out and proven that so far. Pulisic didn't even play last game, so he hopefully he's 100% now. He's going to play the next game. And going into the knockout rounds, hopefully he stays healthy. The United States hopefully will make a big push, but we won. We're up 2-0. So England yesterday, I watched. Touch on England a little bit for English soccer fans. They tied yesterday. I'm almost certain it was against Ghana. They tied, and then they beat Croatia in their first game, 4-2. Harry Kane, number 8, had 2 goals. So he's obviously the best player. He's playing very well. Um, Canada had their first ever World Cup win. Yes, Canada had their first ever World Cup win against Qatar 6-0. They tied their first game. I watched that. It was in Canada. It was like one of the first 2 or 3 days of the World Cup. And then they ended up winning their second game. They won their first ever World Cup game. So congratulations to the Canadians. A lot of Messi had a hat trick in his first game. Argentina's doing really well. Ronaldo yesterday. I know he scored at least 2 goals in that game yesterday. It might even have been 3. They absolutely obliterated the team that they played yesterday. So there's been a lot of questions about Portugal and primarily Cristiano Ronaldo. But he's really come out, and I think you can say that he's taken off on this World Cup. So Messi's had a hat trick, Ronaldo's taken off. You know what I mean? United States is doing great, England's doing okay. There's a lot going on. It's a great World Cup. It's a great sporting event. So just some updates there. Um, Now, last thing I want to go into, this will be kind of like roughly how long my videos are. And like I said, and also guys, if you guys are liking this so far, please subscribe, like it. I will be posting plenty more in the future. If you like my content, share it with people. Um, if you have questions about stuff, ask me in the comments, or send me an email or something. I'll be more than willing to happy to talk to you guys. But tennis, that last thing I want to touch on here is tennis. So the Wimbledon is actually coming up here for you tennis fans very shortly, the 29th, June 29th to July 12th. It's at the All England Lawn Tennis Club in London. So Serena and Venus. Serena will be playing in her first major in 4 years since the 2022 U.S. Open. She played at the HSBC Championship at the Queen's Club this month in London in June of 2026, earlier this month. Before her last competition, before that, her last competition was a third round singles defeat to Ayla Tomljanovic at the 2022 U.S. Open. So she basically hadn't competed in 4 years, hadn't competed in any majors in 4 years. She competed in one tournament earlier this month. So it's been a very long time. Her and Venus are going to compete. And um, I'm, I heard that Serena is also going to be competing in singles. So she's 44. Okay. Let me double check that age. Um, but she's 44. She's going to be playing in singles. Serena Williams, age. So she's 44. Okay, she's born in 1981 in Michigan. So she's 44. Her and Venus, they also have a 17-0 record in Grand Slam doubles finals. Okay, they're 14-0 in Grand Slam doubles finals and 3-0 in Olympic doubles finals. So they're 17-0, perfect record in all major championship finals. So basically, all majors they've ever played together as doubles, and then they also have 3 Olympic wins together. So they're going to be playing together. Pretty sure Serena's going to be playing individually. So all you tennis fans, it's a pretty big deal. She's not. She's coming out of retirement. She's going to be playing with her sister. They have an extremely good record. So if they go to the finals, they're going to probably win. But yeah, so basically that's it, guys, for the first video. So the NBA draft had a lot going on. DeBonza first overall. The Knicks won. This Patrick Ewing did not win a ring. It's been that long. This has been 53 years, guys. It's a long time, especially for New York fans. Thing about the Knicks, guys, is that when the Giants wins, Jets fans aren't happy. The Yankees can win, and the Mets fans aren't happy. So the Knicks, there's Nets fans, but the Knicks, New York is a Knicks town. So it's really cool to see. Wembanyama is going to be the face of the league. Go watch the World Cup. The United States is doing great, and Serena's coming back to tennis, guys. So if you like the video, subscribe for more. I'll be pumping out plenty of sports content. Not too long videos, maybe 10 or 15, 20 minutes to give you all the major sports news recap over the last weekend or week. So like I said, it's my first video. Get this about once a week, and then maybe once or twice a week I'll give you short updates. Thanks.